Why is it not playing? There we go. Hey, there's a Q. That's weird as hell. Qs are weird as hell. Q Makoto is supposedly a very, very bad matchup. Although I watched Kuroda play it and I don't know. On one hand, Kuroda was like very good and probably a better player than Tominaga. At the same time, tier list should reflect the highest level of play. And thus, Kuroda being able to beat a really good Makoto displays until a better Makoto comes along that the matchup is not that good, provided you're, you know, at the height of the game. I can't wait to play some Street Fighter 5. I was thinking about that this morning. I was thinking about like all the stuff that I did with Chun-Li in those 3 games that I played. 2 games. And what I would do differently now. I was like thinking about anti-airing with background house. That's what I was thinking this morning in the shower. I was like, I'd need to get used to that. Background house anti-airs. I was like thinking about in general what Chun-Li would do to win. I was thinking about how to use her fucking V-skill. I was thinking about all these things. And then I went to law school and I fucking sat in a room for 4 hours with a bunch of other law students who were all exactly like me. And we read a case and briefed it and analyzed it and whatnot. I don't like my teacher at all, but the material itself was interesting. So it was kind of an awkward little situation. That was such a weird car, Kusa. What the fuck? Dude, everyone showers. The fact that I shower should not be TMI. Today was my 3rd day of law school, so did you enjoy is kind of like I don't know. I'm not pulling from that much, you know what I mean? Yeah, they all play Aura. They were all sloths. Whoa, he missed the cancel there. Or maybe he didn't go for it, but I really doubt that. That was very unoptimal, but it looks like it's still going to kill. Today was it was fine. I ate while I was there, and then my stomach was upset, and I remembered that I should never eat anything. But, I made it through the day. When there's something stressful, I don't react very well to eating. Thankfully, my life has been relatively stress-free. So I have to make big deals out of little things like going to college and going to law school. It wasn't even healthy food that I ate. That's the worst thing. I had to get into the habit of not eating before law school. Or rather, not eating during. What's going on here? I haven't analyzed even a fucking second of this match. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes they delay that crouch medium kick with another button that recovers kind of faster. And then you block low and then do it like a standing tech or something like that. I don't know. Makoto probably wasn't teching a throw only because 1, it's Chun-Li and she's threatening the car throw. 2, the range was really big. 3, Makoto's throw range is crap. Yeah, I went to law school straight from undergrad. Straight-ish. I just took like a year off. Someone asked me yesterday if I was 23 or 24 and I legit didn't remember. And I still don't remember. So I have to do the math. They both sound correct. What do I normally say? I feel like I've just forgot. What's my normal answer there? Have I turned 24 yet? I get asked my age so rarely. And I think about my birthday so rarely. I'll turn 24 this year. I'm still 23. Right? Yeah. Anyway, I took a year off, and I did mostly nothing and then worked at Home Depot. It doesn't feel like a year, but it was a year. I took a year off. Ah, good old Makoto mirrors. Oh, that could have been a bigger punish from that parry. I don't know, it's weird. Like, what does Makoto do when she's out of range to Karakusa you? I don't think she had time to do a dash in Karakusa after that parry. But I think Karakusa was too far. I think Close Fierce was too far. Maybe like low strong into EX dash punch would have been good. I'm gonna completely lose track of shit when I'm like 40. I'm just gonna remember my birthday and I'm gonna have to look it up every single time. That stand strong was in lieu of Karakusa, and then he pulled it out after the reset. That was really smart. This should kill. I got really scared though. I was like, why the fuck did you do the EX dash punch? Because I think the regular dash punch would have built enough meter to get the super link. But then the EX dash punch combo killed, so I was like, oh, he's a better Mako than I am. Of course, fucking nearly everyone is. But it looked like the wrong combo for a second. Dio. You're expecting some cute girl, but it is I, Dio. The Makoto is Sensei. I was really in the mood to try and fix up my Elena some. I like wanted to keep playing Street Fighter 4. But I didn't know who to fight. Towards light kick. The dash punch doesn't work on most people, so the towards light kick is the only thing you have. This Dizzy's. He did the super for swag related purposes. He could have killed with anything. He's gonna get a better score for that. Makoto is one of those characters who can get like S ranks and ZS's and shit like that. The super high ranks. Not every character can do those. Realistically, not every character can do those. That combos? Was that after a counter hit or what? Or not a counter hit, but a crouching opponent. I just didn't think that comboed. It must have been a crouching opponent. Oh. As a general rule, after a low parry, you can do combos that only work on crouching opponents. Because most things that you can low parry can only be done from crouch. The Samurai House was a failed super link. It's like a 2-frame link to get super there. Added pianoing makes it like a 12-frame link. I mean, realistically, it's not a 12-frame. Wow, he was fucking resolute. Yeah, the highest rank is MSF. Stands for Master Street Fighter. I've only seen one match in my entire life that was a legit MSF. Karate artist got it. What's his name? I forget. But he's like a PSN guy with a YouTube channel. He got really, really lucky. He was fighting a bad opponent, and he got a lot of guest parries off. It's not impossible. It's just very impractical. It's like fucking every single planet aligning. Every single attack his opponent did, he parried. And every time he got a parry, he got like a punish into a normal or an EX move. And he dizzied both rounds, and he taunted both rounds. And that's like every single qualification for getting like a super high rank in all 4 of the categories. Highest rank I've ever gotten is XS plus. That was odd. We're watching the 151st East versus West War. What happens if you wife and air parry? What? Whiff and air parry? You got two words wrong there and it just completely changed the meaning. If you whiff an air parry, you just, there's no recovery. There's no recovery for any parry. You just land on the ground. You don't even have like the landing frames or anything like that. You recovered like literally the frame you hit the ground. You still maintain your drip guard and all that. That being said, if you whiff an air parry, you're probably doing the air parry in expectation to hit something. So if you don't get the air parry, you're probably not going to be able to react to the thing that you were expecting to hit. Like if you're going for jump in, air parry, and then take a throw, then if you whiff your air parry, you can like land and throw comfortably. But if you're going for like jump in, air parry into jump roundhouse into something like that, if you're not like really fast on the uptake, you're probably not going to be able to land and take a throw. Or like block low or whatever. What would make Alex better? Dude, that's such a broad question. What do you want me to say? You can make all the supers invincible, that would make him better. What's like a practical thing to do that would be in the spirit of his character and make him viable against the rest of the cast? A cancelable low strong would be nice. And if you could like combo into EX/elbow from low strong, maybe a little bit more range on his pokes, like downward, because like stand strong doesn't hit that far down, and neither does stand roundhouse. So it'd be kind of nice if you could do that. Or maybe a little bit more range forward on the, maybe the towards strong, maybe the crouch strong. Let me think. He's absolutely fucked by slow projectiles and unblockables and stuff like that. So they could make him narrower, which would help a lot. They could make him the forward strike made it so his flash drop could reflect projectiles, and that basically does nothing except give him a better weapon against mirrors and boogers. So that would be a really good change. It like wouldn't help him or hurt him versus other matchups, but it would like make it so he didn't fall into like guaranteed traps from those two characters, but he would still be vulnerable to like resets and stuff, cancels into them. So like it would still be usable against him, it would still be good against him, but it wouldn't be insanely broken against him. Jump down fierce being a bigger hitbox or like recovering faster would both be really helpful, because right now it's unsafe on block, and it just kind of sucks for that reason. It's really hard to find a time to land it. I kind of wish they made Crouch Fierce just be one hit, and then make it always get the one hit version, and then you can just juggle into like knee what's it? Because right now it's like only a situational anti-air, but if it was just a natural launcher, that'd be really good. If you could just land a crouch like parry and then land a Crouch Fierce, and then you know. His hard flash drop I feel like is really slow. He should be able to, it should be like Q's command grab, where you can reasonably land it after a parry. It should be better than that, because Q's command grab often lands because it's unblockable. People don't react. But like after a parry, I feel like Alex, he's supposed to be a really high damage character. I feel like it would be appropriate if after a parry he could just get more damage than most characters. But like hard flash drop is too slow, and his combos with hard flash drop aren't even that strong. They need to completely revise DDT. That move just sucks. It needs to be like a Khan's 360 kick. Or something like that. They need to just completely change it. Going through fireballs on EX would be kind of cool. Catching jumping opponents would be kind of cool. But even then, it's not that good a move. Catching crouching opponents would make it broken. His command grab is already alright. Most of his damage is already alright. That was a good partition. His dizzy is great. It's like already above par. I'm trying to think, like what really kills him. A lot of his attacks have really bad frame advantage. That's something. That's a big thing. He has really bad matchups against Ken and Chun-Li because they can punish a lot of his normals with supers. So in a perfect world, Alex wouldn't have like a punishable EX flat, slash elbow. Fuzzy guard is a thing in this game. There are characters who use it. I have some fuzzy guard setups as Zoro, usually involving unblockables. I think right now Ken can reversal Shippu and EX slash elbow, and that makes that move unusable versus Ken, unless he has no meter. So that move I feel like should be safe. I feel like it should be like +1 or neutral or something like that. And like a lot of stuff, like a lot of his normals can just get reversal supered, and that's not cool. An overhead he can combo out of? Nah. That'd be really strong, and that's not like necessary for the scheme of this game. Ooh, that was such a good uppercut. If he fucked that up, he'd be dizzy. He's still gonna get dizzy. That was so bad. Okay, didn't matter. Alex's overhead is really rewarding to land. I don't feel like he needs to be able to combo out of it. Not even with like only a super link. Whoa, interesting. Oh, why no stand short? What the fuck? There's no expectation it's supposed to hit. You just had to fucking get it out so the stones would hit Ken jumping over. Because even if he parried, he would have been in a terrible situation. He would have had to parry more. Because he wouldn't have landed. That's my setup. That's my setup. He stole my setup! Oh, I should have been a throw attack. Why'd he even dash in? If he's not going to take a throw. That was an unsafe fireball. Odd. It's definitely supposed to be a super there. It wasn't unsafe because it hit. So, you know. The thing about Alex is that he doesn't really need an overhead at all, so the fucking fact that he even has an overhead is amazing. Because he's like a command grab character. An overhead on a command grab character is awesome. You already have like a fucking open up tool that punishes down back. Like another one is just icing on the cake. So even though Alex's overhead like is only kind of good, it's really good, don't get me wrong. It's like quite a good overhead. After the activation, you just should have done another hard ball. And then he should have done the stay roundhouses, because that would have built more dizzy. But he wouldn't have dizzy Ken no matter what he did, I don't think. If there's a character who needs an overhead buffed, it's probably like fucking... I don't know. Probably like Remy. A character without like a good mix-up. Fucking Sean. Sean needs his overhead buffed. Sean's overhead is not good enough because he's actually really reliant on it. And it's not very good at all. It's like really slow. It's like fucking amazingly slow. Zoro needs to get his fucking rocks off right now because this matchup changes a lot once Chun-Li gets her super. You have to be really aggressive at the start. Because things just go to hell when she's got the bar. That should have been a super. I think he didn't know if he was going to hit him on the ground or in the air. You can actually react while you're doing the super cancel, but it's hard. Alex still benefits from his overhead even though he doesn't have like it doesn't have as big a niche as it would for other characters. It does a lot of dizzy, and like it works from outside ranges where his command grab connects. And it also catches jump out, so you know. Alex technically can combo out of his universal overhead if it's meaty and hits a crouching opponent. I think even if it's just perfectly meaty, he can link close forward. Or is it stand strong? I don't know if they're the same speed or which one's faster if they're not. Oh, this is good. I think he should re-corner towards strong. Oh, he's going for the 3 rock. I was not expecting that. He jumped very early. And now he's going to die. He's going to die with no meter. Interesting. He jumped. He got too... Whoa! He got far strong! If that was close forward, he would have won. Chun-Li freaked out. That wasn't like a mix-up or anything. all she had to do was high block and then low block if Aura landed. There was like no threat there. Um, the 5-stone rock is it gives you unlimited juggle potential, but lasts nowhere near as long. And the 3-stone lasts twice as long, but the stones use up the juggle almost immediately. So it's very difficult to get actual juggles with the 3-stone. So basically one's for pressure and one's for combos. That's the combo one. That's the 5-stone. They've got different activation animations. You can still use the 5-stone for pressure, but it just doesn't last as long. And you can still use the 3-stone for juggles, but they're very short juggles. I too like Oro. That's nearly inescapable. You have to do a reversal at the exact time that they walk in for a throw. It's such a guess because I can just do like up to like 7 normals. Or like more than that, but just like let's say 7 normals and get the command grab and still combo out of it for like meaningful damage. And it's super precise. It's only a couple frames you can even do your reversal. And you need the meter. Because shadows will stuff or the grab will stuff. You'll get thrown out of your normal uppercuts, and the shadows will stuff even the X uppercut. Oro, in this matchup, it's a lot of the ways that Oro wins, like in footsies, are shut down by the fact that Yun can whiff crouch medium punch and just build a super bar. Because when it's not that bad. Yun can't activate randomly to the same degree that he can against most other characters. Oro can backdash here. He didn't even try to. And it depends on how close he is to the corner, but Oro can waste a lot of time just by running away. And then depending on how much the Yun wants to commit, Oro can potentially just super jump to the other side of the screen. So like Oro has more capacity to run away from Genei than any other character in the game. That's one of his big weapons. But it's still nearly guaranteed damage when Yun activates. Oh, that was nice. That's such a weird juggle. I think he's actually not going to kill because of the fuck up right there. He missed the initial hit. That was such a bad juggle. He didn't do the right number of hits. I don't think Street Fighter 4 is a bad fighting game by any means. The balance is really good. The fucking competition's really good. Most of the mechanics are incredibly agreeable. I think it's a great fighting game. There's a lot of characters in it. That's odd. Oh, that's why. Alright, I actually really like that. Doing it again? Low this time? It's too obvious. Should've just done another overhead. This is a very stally matchup. You can shut down someone's offense by doing nothing, but you can't stop their offense. You just make it so they have no reward. Like if Oro's just continuously whiffing crouch medium kick or stand medium kick above you or stand roundhouse above you, you can if you hold down back it won't even hit you. But if you hit any button, then you'll your hitbox will raise into the hit and you'll fucking take damage. And shit like that happens all the time in this matchup. Like if you're jumping over the opponent, if Oro jumps over you and you're Oro, you can he fucked up. Nice. He has to like watch for a double jump and then cross you up so that fucking cross under you, I guess, so that he can hit you from behind and you'll have to parry backwards. But the Oro can just never double jump and then maintains the ability to parry and fucking the opponent has to wait and watch for the parry. or wait and watch for the double jump. So like the lack of a double jump, stuff like that. Ooh, that was a good dash under. Unfortunately, Oro has to do that really early to get rewarded for it. Oro has a one frame dash under fireballs. It's one frame for most fireballs. There's some that it's bigger. Like it's fucking enormous for Remy's high fireball. It's like an 8 frame dash under. Execution is not that hard in Third Strike for the most part. The only characters I can think of where execution is really an issue are Urian and Yun. Most of the other characters have either 0 or 1 hard thing. The thing is, I think a lot of, I feel like a lot of, I feel like nearly any fighting game you can say fucking, it has issues. And everyone can sort of like tolerate Street Fighter 4's issues, whereas like issues with a lot of other fighting games, it's deal breaker. That was a really daring air throw. That's so risky, because what if you just hit jump light kick? Or anything. Any fucking button. You would have eaten the hit and then eaten the stones. Oro can just spam against himself, and the other Oro just has to respect it. Everything Oro does is so safe against another Oro. A lot of people don't really hate on anime fighters because they don't really know about anime fighters. And also because, you know, anime fighters usually aren't that bad. Um, the biggest complaint I hear about anime fighters is they take a lot of training room time compared to most fighting games. And people really care about that. I don't. But like oftentimes people are like, a lot of the players of Street Fighter 4 really like that you basically don't need to use training mode in Street Fighter 4. Like you learn like your Ryu combo of like crouch fierce uppercut or something like that. You learn that like day one Ryu, and then you're using that like all the way through. And then like month one you'll be doing like FADC combos, and that's like the hardest thing he has that's still practical. Like fireball FADC and uppercut FADC. I mean, Ryu's obviously a really good example of a character that requires very little execution. Um, but like nearly every character is like that. Combos are just really short in Street Fighter 4. Like not in terms of damage, but in terms of actions. Not in terms of like fucking time elapsed, but in terms of actions. Combos are usually only like 2 or 4 actions. Whereas in a fucking anime fighter it'll be like 20 actions. Like 20 actions on a throw or something like that. Like something that's not even like a huge amazing situation. It'll end up being a combo that does like fucking a fifth of the opponent's health. And people don't like looking up all those combos or fucking figuring them out or whatever. Which also most anime fighters don't have as big of a fucking scene as like major fighting games. There's no like Shoryuken forums. I mean obviously anime fighters are on Shoryuken forums, but there's no like just fucking easy place to just find all of your fucking optimized combos for different things because there'll be so many of them. You know. The scaling supers, they've known about that forever. That's like one of the bigger complaints with Street Fighter 4. They fixed it for Cross Tekken too. I like the juggle system in Third Strike, but the combo system for the most part is like the same, except the scaling changes a couple things. The capacity to have long combos is not present at all for the most part in Third Strike, and Street Fighter 4 it's present but it's bad. So it ends up being about the same thing. It's like with Gen, I can just put together like a fucking 40 hit combo if I really want to, but there's no reason to because fucking I'll be doing 0 damage by I'll be doing 10% by like the like the 8th action or whatever. Whereas in Third Strike, fucking Ibuki doesn't really have the capacity to get a super long combo. Like the longest combo Ibuki usually gets is Jab Strong Fierce Sumuji. I'm really hoping they'll announce something about the supers in Street Fighter V, because that's the only thing that I still don't really like that much. It's certainly tolerable, but I was just want like 2 supers you can use anytime, or like a selectable super, or something. I'd also prefer 2-bar supers to 3-bar supers, and if that's broken, then cut the fuck out of their damage. I like to cross Tekken. I like the 1-bar EX 2-bar super. I thought that was good. I wish they would go to that. I like the idea of using an EX and a super in the same combo, and I like the idea of keep using an EX and keeping the threat of a super, and I like the idea of supers like just not being a terrible idea because they just gobble up all your meter immediately. That's like the big change that I wish Capcom would make. It's 2-bar supers that did less damage. But the second thing I wish they do is just 2 supers. Like Alpha style. Aism style. You just always have both supers, and then you can just use whichever one comes first, like Ultra Double. I wish they would do that. I like that. Gen has 2 supers in exactly the way I'm talking about, and I would be okay with that. Both of Gen's supers are pretty good too. Like really good. Obviously the Mantis one's better because you can combo it off of a lot of things, just like, you know, you can hit confirm it and shit. But the kick one is a little underrated. It's still really good. You can anti-safe jump with it. It's a true 1-frame anti-air. It can combo after some things too. Does okay damage. Okay, I guess it's not that underrated. What the fuck was that EX Tatsu? I think he jumped the wrong way. I'll be streaming for a while, I think. I've got to write a brief tonight. That probably won't be that hard, but like, you know, I do want to do a good job. I'll also have to go to bed early because I have to show up to my college at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Because my group wants to fucking make sure we do an extra good job on the presentation that or rather the oath that we're writing. Even though I feel like it's already basically done. Everyone's making a really big deal about making it perfect. That was a good combo. Good reaction on his part. Street Fighter 4's skill cap is actually very low. You're playing the game at like 90% of the pro level after like 1 year. And then the difference just comes from how consistent you are. Whereas like a pro will fuck up like fucking 0% of their setups, and a fucking 1 year player will fuck up like 10% of their setups. Shit like that. And it ends up being just consistency. Pros are like really consistent. And obviously there's more to it than that. There's like fucking Nabara, which pros are usually better at it. Then there's like fucking the entire footsie situation, which pros are always better at. Hi, Train Man. I guess that amount of time will depend on who you are too. But you know what I mean. There's nothing with Ryu that I can't do. It's just all about like how I enter footsies versus how pros do it. Executionally, I'm playing the same game pros are after a year, and the only difference is consistency. From a footsie standpoint, it's way different. There's a huge, what do you call it? Gap in skill in like footsies and stuff like that. But the skill cap executionally is very low. At the same time, it's mind-bogglingly high if you start having combos that are like multiple one-frame links. That's like the hardest shit in any fighting game. But usually those aren't useful. I can only think of like a couple characters with really useful combos that are multiple one-frame links, such as Elena or Evil Ryu. Footsies is often the thing that comes last for players these days, because training mode has made it really easy for people to practice. I don't play Third Strike that much anymore because there aren't a lot of opponents and I don't get challenged that much. I still go on Fightcade and like yuck it up every now and then. Not as much as I used to, but like I used to like play and like lose against people and win against other people. I don't think I've lost in Third Strike in a long ass time. Last person I lost to was probably Cruz. And I think I've beaten him the last like 2 or 3 times I've played him. But I haven't played him in like a year. I went to the LA 25th and I played a bunch of people there, and I would say the only people there who like really knew what they were doing, like not everyone knew how to play Third Strike there at the highest level anyway, but the only people who really felt like they were playing like the Japanese level were like what's his face, Mester, who was actually Japanese and is an SBO winner, and he ended up winning the whole thing. I played Chirithi there, and he had like a astounding knowledge of Third Strike. I was like, shit. He was the player I lost to in winners. Um, he literally played it to the level that like I would believe he was still playing it every day. Chirithi was really good at Third Strike, and I think he ended up coming in second. But I was just blown away. I was like, wow, I had no idea. Um, I lost to Vi in losers, but I was kind of psyched out. I was afraid. But like retrospectively and having played him since then and stuff like that, like I feel like I mostly lost because of that. Because it was my first tournament and I was kind of scared and I didn't know how good Vi was and I was afraid to lose. And I didn't have good tournament nerves at all. And I just lost. There were like a million things that were going through my head and I just didn't play my best. But like retrospectively, I beat Vi most of the time I play him. Not that I play him often, I've only played him like twice. Um, oh fuck, really? Nope. Um, but like watching him play too. But like of the other people that were there that I didn't fight, um, Mochimoto was there, and he plays probably on a slightly higher level than I do, and he tore it up. I think he came in fifth. Um, Cruz was there. I placed higher than Cruz, but I think he could have placed higher than me if he didn't fucking I don't know what. But he just like kind of. I'm probably gonna go to SCR. I haven't thought about it. I still have like a fat ass controller issue. I don't know whether they're gonna be playing Street Fighter 4 on PS4 or 360. I never compete when at any tournament where they're playing it on 360, if only because every pad I have doesn't work on 360. I really hate the fucking fight pad. I don't have one that works. All my Xbox fight pads are really shitty. Like they've got like dead directions and shit like that. Um, just in general, I like don't play that well on 360 consoles, and 360 like Microsoft is super all about that proprietary shit. They won't let any controller work on their console except the Mad Catz and like the official one. And PS4, I haven't gotten PS4 on. I haven't got Street Fighter 4 on PS4, so I don't know if my pad works on it. It would be easy for me to play on stick at a tournament just because I could like rent one from Watson or fucking borrow one from someone. Most people are really chill about that. It's like, hey, can I use your stick? Yeah, sure. I actually still haven't played Rising Thunder. I've been thinking about it. I fucking haven't played Yatagarasu either, which is even higher on my list. But just like I've been so busy with law school that like I've only played fighting games like one time in the last week, which was the BAF Cup. Oh yeah, I have Mortal Kombat on my PS4, and my pad doesn't work for that either. But like execution isn't a huge deal there, so I'm probably just gonna play on a PS4 controller. Like there's nothing I can't do on a PS4 controller in MKX. Easy isn't really a problem. Mortal Kombat is ridiculously easy. Law school is I don't know about fucking most people's law schools. My law school is super stressful. It's only week one. I've only got one class so far. But the teacher just makes things really hard. She's one of those public shaming sorts. Like fucking you walk into class 2 minutes late, so she fucking holds you at the front of the class and tells everyone why you should never be late. Like fucking the person who just walked in 2 minutes late was. She demands respect, you know what I mean? I don't like her. I'm sure that Rising Thunder doesn't just have a fucking. I'm sure there's a lot of room to improve in footsies, even if there isn't executionally. Majestros? Dang, the video's over. I wasn't paying attention.